The new feature we have in Estimate Master Mac 4.0 version is a new tab called Subcontractors, and in this tab we have bids from your subcontractors that we can add to estimates. So we can, if you're a general contractor, you can keep track of your subcontractors and their bids for your jobs, and I'll explain what we have here. So what we're talking about is the last tab on the right, the Subcontractors tab, and then there's two grids here. The big one in the middle, on the left I should say, is bids, and on the right grid is a short list of the subcontractors. So before you can have a bid, you have to have a subcontractor. So if I click on View Subcontractor Details on the lower right, we'll go into that screen. And this shows, it's like the customer screen, but it shows all the contact information for your subcontractors. So if we want to create a new subcontractor you just start working with, you click the plus button and fill in the information. I won't do it right now, but and then click Done. Now I have a new subcontractor. Now if I want to, he's giving you a bid for your job, so if you want to create the bid that you can put in the estimate, so you click on the sub name on the right grid, and then click the plus button in the lower left, the green plus button. Now you've got a new line here. You can give it a code, whatever you want, simple code. Usually we like to use simple codes to identify items in Estimate Master, so like so. Determine if it's taxable. If you want to tax it, or if it's already taxed, you can. It's like all other items in Estimate Master. You can tax it individually or not. And if you tax it, if you say yes, it means it's subject to the general tax that you apply from the preferences screen. And also you can choose to mark it up from your general preferences screen as well. Give it a name and a price. So when you do the price, you put in the material and the labor cost, because Estimate Master wants to keep track of labor and materials separately. So you put those two items in and click Enter. Totals them up and puts a sum in under the price column. There's also a if you click on the sub column, you'll see the full sub name. There's also a document column. So if there's a document that goes with a bid that explains what's being done and so forth, you can track it as long as it's on your computer somewhere. It doesn't matter where. If it's on your hard drive, you can just click on this column for that particular bid, and whatever that file is, you presumably have it on your hard drive somewhere. So you just open it, and it just saves the path, the file name and path on your hard drive in that column. So it just tracks it for you. So the bid document is related to the bid, and which is in turn related to the estimate. So it's just a way to track any documents you might have. And once you've got a bid and you want to add it to an estimate, you just click just like parts and materials and labor and assembly, you just click the right hand column, add column, and then it goes into your estimate. Pretty straightforward. Works just like everything else. As far as materials and labor tasks, you just click the right column and it goes into your estimate. I'm going to let's see. Okay, I've got an estimate called bids, so I've got a few different bids in there. I'm going to go back to that subcontractor. This bid I just created up here called the bid name. I'm going to just click Add, and new bid added to estimate test bids. There it is. There it is. And by default, it gives you a quantity of one. You can make that any quantity you want, and it adds like all items in Estimate Master, the markup, if you chose to mark it up by whatever percentage on the preferences screen, you can have a different markup for materials and labor. It marks it up, or you can choose no markup, whatever you want. So that's all there is to bids. If I click on the bid and I want to see it on the subcontractor screen, I just click it in the estimate screen like so, and go to subcontractors, and there it is highlighted. So that's how you relate estimates and bids. Filter bids on the right column. You check the filter bid box and just click. You may, after you've been using this for a while, you may have many bids from the same contractor. So you just click on the subcontractor, and then the bids that he's created for you are shown in the left-hand column. Well, that's pretty much all there is to it.